Okay, one last thing before we get into actual like hitting the record button. I know like I'm talking too much. Like just let's make some music, Jay. That's cool. Okay, but there's one last thing that I want to tell you about, and that's latency. What latency is if I set this to auto so that it's playing through, so I'm in danger of feeding back right now, but I just want to do one thing. I'm going to clap my hands, and then I want to see if I can tell the difference between when I actually clap and when I hear it through the speakers. Okay, so I couldn't hear it. You probably could because the screen capture software adds like a lot of delay, a lot of latency. But this is what I'm testing for is latency. Latency basically means how long does it take for something to get through my microphone, down the cable, into my audio interface, converted, sent to live, live deals with it, sends it back to the audio interface, converts it again, and sends it to my speakers. That takes a bit of time, actually. And if it's much more than 15 to 20 milliseconds, you're going to hear it. Technically, I think we can hear things that are anything longer than 10 milliseconds, you can hear, but you can kind of live with it for 10 to 20 milliseconds. More than that, it's really frustrating to work with. So if you have that problem, if there is a lot of latency, that delay happening, it doesn't matter too much for just recording. Because if your recording is 20 milliseconds behind, that's kind of fine. That doesn't really matter. If you're trying to play along with something that's already in the track, it can matter. And if you need to hear yourself while you're playing, it can matter a lot because you're going to hear yourself delayed by 20 milliseconds, which is going to make you slow down and it does weird things to your brain. So here's how to fix it. First, we're going to go to our preferences. Okay, you can go to audio and we have this whole latency setting here, okay? Basically, what this tells me is that my overall latency is 26.5 milliseconds. It means my input latency live thinks it's about 14 milliseconds and output is about 11 milliseconds. So you can do some messing around here.